Is this racism or a reach? A father is calling out a Chuck E. Cheese in Metarie, Louisiana for alleged racist behavior after he recorded the Chuck E. Cheese character ignoring his daughter but hugging other white children around her. I want you guys to take a look at this video. Check it out.
Hey, go bound. Get in front of them, go ahead. Give him a hug, hey. Saw that, right? Look, right here. You don't see him?
I get one free goal.
Oh, he don't. Great.
I get one free goal.
You don't see her?
Oh.
Yeah, you want to give a hug?
Now, Damon Payne, the father of the girl in this video, said he took his daughter to Chuck E. Cheese on Monday to celebrate her birthday. And you could hear him telling her to, like, go hug him, go hug him. And he posted the video to Facebook and Instagram with the caption, "My kids will never step foot back in Chuck E. Cheese's. Racism doesn't care what age. Please do me a favor, share this and tag anybody with power. She didn't deserve that." That's the one in Metarie, Louisiana. Now, he brought up the employee's action, the rat's actions, to the attention of the manager, and then the manager showed the manager the video, and then the manager basically tried to offer him free tickets, 50 free tickets, and he was like, hell no, I don't want no tickets. I want some resolution here. I want some action. So he brought it up to a different manager, and he contacted that manager, and that manager told him the company's policy is that the characters are not to initiate any contact with the child, okay? And they put out a statement saying, "Our cast members are trained not to initiate physical contact with the children in case they are afraid of Chuck E. We want to assure our guests that we take great measures to protect the experience of all children and families in our restaurants." Now, when you look at this video, in my opinion, it appears that the Chuck E. Cheese character is blatantly ignoring the little girl. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and show this video again. I do think that the Chuck E. Cheese character is somewhat ignoring her. But also, based on the company's policy, is he wrong if he doesn't initiate contact with the little girl? As you can see, the other kids are approaching the character and hugging him. The little girl has her hands outstretched to him, but she is not going up to the character. And so that's one of those things for me where it's just sticky. I don't know if it's just blatant racism, because there's a couple of things here. Do we know that the person in the rat costume is white or black? We don't know that. All right. And if it's the company's policy to not have the characters initiate contact with the kids, which I think is the right thing to do, is it truly racist? You know, sometimes I like to talk about these kind of things because I know that sometimes we get in our outrage bag and we start like wanting to shut people down and shut this down, but we have to be absolutely positively sure what we're mad about here. Now, do I think that the person behind the rat mask is an asshole? I absolutely do. Because the little girl was trying to get the goddamn rat's attention. She was waving, and he did seem to ignore her. So I can't say for certain that that wasn't racism. But what I do know is that the other kids did, in fact, approach Chuck E. Cheese. And they did touch and hug. But she held her hands out, but she never literally went up to him. So had the rat come to that girl and she screamed and cried, then what? You know? And then what if rats that you don't even know who's behind that character, you don't know who's behind that costume, comes and hugs on your kid? You don't know who's behind that. So it's kind of sticky. It's one of those sticky situations. I was a teacher for many years. Okay. And I taught the younger grades like K through 3, sometimes first, second, third, all of that. And what I do know about kids is that, especially if they are just absolutely they love their teacher. They're going to come up and hug you. They're just going to come. They're going to grab you. I've had kids grab me from behind around the waist. I had them grab me from front. I had them grab my leg. I've had them grab me. But one thing I do not do is I initiate a hug with a child. I don't do, even if, as much as I want to comfort a child in certain situations, I didn't initiate it because it's very tricky. It can get really tricky. You know, next thing you know, you got somebody saying that you got a case on you because you touched their kid and all this other stuff. And it's like, that's tricky. It really is. So I don't know if I necessarily want to just say that this is outright racism, outright bigotry, because it appears that the rat was with the white kids and hugging the white kids, but the kids technically were hugging him. But what I will say for certain is that sweet little baby, I wish I could have hugged her myself, because she was trying to get his attention. She's waving. He saw the little baby. He saw the little girl trying to get his attention, and he did seem to ignore her. So for that, he's an asshole, all right? And if you can't be kid-friendly, then don't do this job. But I don't necessarily want to outright say what the rat did was wrong when it comes to he didn't hug the little girl, because that's different. That right there is different. And again, company policy, and there's a lot of policies like that, even in schools, where you cannot initiate contact with children. If they come up to you, that's one thing. That's different. You can put your arms around, but they have to initiate it. But you shouldn't want anybody to go around just hugging randomly on your kids anyway. You don't know those people. You don't know who's behind those costumes and things like that. So that's just the question I have, you guys. Look at the video. If you then look closer. Look at it again. And you tell me, do you think that this was blatant racism on the part of Chuck E. Cheese? Or do you understand this thing about no initiation, no initial contact, that the child has to approach? And this little girl did not technically approach the rat. All right. So I want you guys to, again, look at it again and tell me if this is racism or a reach. And I will see you guys on the next video. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. Tell me what y'all wearing to the living room, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.